What's up, Slowpokes? This is Jet-the-Hawk, and welcome to the finally long-awaited and anticipated Q&A subscriber special! Originally, this video was supposed to come out at around 100 subscribers, but things didn't get to pan out the way they did. But I think making it up to you now is more than deserved for you guys. Plus, if you want me to answer any questions you have in the future, I can turn this into a little Q&A series. Maybe I'll bring on some extra guests. Leave comments down below for any character, but mainly yours truly, of course, as this channel is about me. Anyway, I'm not the only one here who's gonna be answering questions. Let's bring in or should I say, my editor. Hey, editor, get in here.
Is it really necessary for you to scream my name with that nasally voice of yours? I can hear you just fine.
Hey, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I don't pay you to question how I do things around here. Just say hi to the audience, why don't ya?
Whatever, you don't even pay me anyway. But, yeah, hey, what's going on? My name is Brock the Peacock, yeah, I voluntarily edit for Turkey Boy over here.
Hey, watch it! I know you're not talking with that pride flag of a tail you have in hair. Hey!
I didn't choose to have to look this way, okay? Anyway, yeah, you can ask me questions as well, and I'll be answering some questions here and there that were directed towards me before, so yeah, you'll be seeing me around. Now, can I leave back to my little booth now?
Whatever you say, Pride Boy. Now go ahead back to your little booth. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this Q&A started. Our first question comes from Tara the Chime Lark. Hey, I know you. I heard you're one of my biggest fans. So, subscribe to Tara, everybody. That's a special shout out for you. Anyway, to Jet. Besides Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, who else would be your team's #1 rival in extreme gear racing? Huh. Well, that's a bit of a hard one, I gotta admit. Who else could come close to those three and be considered my equals? Well, I think, who else has shown me the most amount of competition? I know, Team Dark. While Shadow's a major buzzkill, thinks he's Sonic's #1 rival, when that belongs to me. But he has some skills on the board. Same for Rouge. We're still better treasure hunters though. And also, let me chime in real quick to say, I think this fearless year of Shadow, it should be the prideful year of Jet instead. Come on, who wouldn't want to celebrate a year dedicated to yours truly? But yeah, Team Dark gets the Hawk seal of approval. Thanks for the question, Tara. Well, looks like our next question comes from Silent D Productions. They say, congrats on the big 100. Well, it would be 200 now, but thank you nonetheless. Question, what developed the rivalry between you and the Blue Hedgehog? Ah, you wanna know about me and Sonic's rivalry, huh? Well, let Uncle Jet tell you the story. It all started with Eggman hiring me to steal a Chaos Emerald from Metal City. That was when I met Sonic and his little group of pen pals. And I thoroughly trashed him on the track, teaching him that the extreme gear life is nothing to write home about. It's not easy. After multiple encounters, motivating him to become better with some sports trash talk, he finally showed me up after I humiliated him in the World Grand Prix, even though that was Wave's fault. Since then, and taking down the Babylon Guardian, we've developed a bit of a friendly rivalry. We are not friends or anything like that. Just, we enjoy the spirit of competition. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not friends, we're not buddies, we're not anything like that, okay? But anyway, thanks for the question, Silent D. Alright, this next question comes from Daniel Borup, 9133. Dude, Jet, what are some of the best and worst things about living on an airship? P.S. Keep up the great videos. Well, my videos are pretty great, so I humbly thank you. Alright, as for living on an airship, the best thing has to be being high in the sky, you get a very nice view of just the entire world from up here. Also, don't have to interact with any of you chumps. And it's an easy getaway for me once we're done going on a successful heist. As for the worst thing, honestly, having to sometimes dock to land on the ground because the old blimp can use a tune-up here and there. Having to stop what we're doing and stay in a stationary place isn't really our thing. And also, sometimes running into Eggman's stupid robots in the sky. Ugh, having to deal with those guys is much more trouble than it's worth. But thanks for the question. This next question comes from Zeta Entity 101. To Jet, what are your favorite levels in the Sonic Riders games to ride? I personally believe that Extreme Gear Racing is the most fun when you have the most difficult track to ride on. That provides you with the reason to push forward, push yourself past your limits, and exceed any expectations you had before. So, for Sonic Riders 1, for example, my favorite is obviously the Babylon Garden, and Sky Road as well. They are the most difficult of the tracks, coming as the last final stand against me and Sonic, so it's also memorable in that way as well. For Zero Gravity, Astro Babylon, I believe, was very awesome, honestly. But there was also the Giga Rocks. The Giga Rocks were also a very memorable track. Not too easy to beat, but it was also just a fun time to pass through. As for Free Riders, Metropolis Speedway. Honestly, gives me that full sense of speed and going fast. Oh, the thrills. That's the epitome of what Extreme Gear Racing is all about. But I can also see the benefit of a relaxing time and stroll. So, Dolphin Resort is also a underrated favorite of mine. But thanks for the question, Zeta. This next question comes from RustyCraft102. To Jet, how fast can your Extreme Gear go? Not to brag or anything, but I can go as fast as Sonic can run. Yeah, I had to become a poser just to try and keep up with me. Which he successfully did, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, as fast as Sonic can run, I can match it and then some. It also depends on the rider themselves. As I am the most skilled, legendary Windmaster, of course, I know a lot of ins and outs of the gear in order to exceed speeds that no other can reach. Yeah, I'm something of a prodigy myself. But for any of you newbies getting into the game, you have to not only look at yourself and know the ins and outs of the gear, but also the gear you use as well. But once you hit the top speed, I bet Sonic can't even keep up. Look at how he struggled against me. But thanks for the question, Rusty. Our next question comes from, this is Nostvox. I've seen a bit of their cosplay stuff, mainly of me, of course, so I gotta give them a shout out as well. He asks, is Wave ever right? Answer, honestly. I was expecting a better question out of you, but, yes. She can sometimes, once in a blue moon, be right. Just don't tell her I said that. She's gonna get that to her head and it's gonna be an ever non-stop day of, I was right, nah. Ugh, nobody wants to hear that. But, yeah, she can sometimes be right. Thanks for the question, Nos. This next question comes from Liz the Assassin. To Jet, are you willing to teach someone to extreme gear as great as you? Well, I don't know about as great as me. I'm already the best and I don't plan on giving up that title. But I would definitely be down to teach someone the basics. But there is one rule of concern that I have. Once you've learned the basics, you have to be able to develop your own style on your own. I learned all my extreme gear talent from not only being a prodigy, but I took it upon myself to learn the ins and outs of my own extreme gear, to find all the angles and shortcuts to go as fast as possible. you can only achieve that through hard work and dedication, trial and error. Once you've learned the basics, find your own style, see what gear suits you, and push yourself to ways you don't think could have been possible. But yes, thanks for the question, Liz. Dre_Blake asks, Jet, how did you create or make your Bashos event? Did you maybe use your feathers? Well, as a bird, we admittedly have to molt our feathers every once in a while as we grow up. So I had the ingenious idea of, since I have all these feathers left over, I might as well make use of them for something. And that's what came along with these babies. They are strong enough to conjure up a strong gust of wind, kinda like a Tengu in Chinese mythology. And they also aid in helping me gain altitude when I fly. Well, kinda fly. Jump really high. You get the idea. But yeah, I use the leftover feathers I molt off to create these things. And the edges of them are razor sharp, courtesy of my amazing physique. Anyway, thanks for the question, Dre. Our last question comes from Danielanos, 1986. To Jet, his being your cousin, and how are things with Speedy? Firstly, no, Bean is not my cousin, we're not related, we just happen to have been under the same military facility. As for Speedy, I think he still peeves with me after I left the Armada. Haven't seen that kid in a long time. Though, I wouldn't mind visiting the little runt. He was pretty cool before we ditched him. Maybe I could reconcile with the kid, as long as his father doesn't pull any shady tactics. But yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he's doing fine. Thanks for the question, Daniel. Looks like our final question for the Q&A is directed towards the Pride Cock over there. Hey, Pride Cock, get in here! This is the last question for you! How many times do I have to tell you that's not my fucking name? Alright then, Pisscock. Why don't you go ahead and read up the final question from Tara? It's for you. Ugh. I will never win, will I? Fine. To Brock. Who besides herself would you consider to be a good Jet BA? Well, there's a number of good Jet BAs out there, but I gotta say, heck, I gotta say you. Tara, you've done the talk justice, even though right now I don't think he deserves very much justice, since he wants to be a freaking prick. Hey, I just roll the way I am, yeah, anyway, you, for sure, are probably the best Jet BA out there, and I think everyone should subscribe to Tara. Show them some support. And if I had to give one more shout out, Jet the Hawk VA. I don't know if you're watching this video, but I know damn well you do the Hawk justice, for his voice, especially. So, shout out to Jet the Hawk VA, check out his channel as well. He's growing very steadily, so I think he could use a little jump start. But, yeah, I think that does. Hey! I do the outros. You get back in your booth. But, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really am sorry that this came out as late as it did. I did want to get this out as sooner as possible, but, you know, the life of a legendary Windmaster is not an easy one. But, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this around with a family or friend, and comment down below something like, what's your favorite holiday? No, wait, that's terrible. How about, wait a minute, Thanksgiving's coming up. What's your favorite food for Thanksgiving? Tell me down in the comment section below. Me personally, I do like me a good plate of yams. Oh, man. And sweet potato pie? Oh, man. All right. But that being said, smell you later, Slowpokes. Thanks for watching.